Good evening and happy Wednesday. We are back for some more City Skylines. Have the cinematic camera on. I love this mod. Though it is giving us an excellent bird's eye view of our garbage dump right now. We're following a guy on a bike. Now let's see. Where did we leave off? Currently, we have our farmer's industry on our fertile soil up here to the north, ready to develop. We've assigned it all out, maybe a little overdone. You know what? Since we've added our paths, we should probably fill in these little gaps here. Ooh, no, we want yellow. Sure that we get the right color in there and force people to move out while we're making corrections. But yeah, so we have a little bit of residential demand, and I believe most of the residential areas that we've filled out so far have both moved in and leveled up. Let's take a look here. Which one of these icons is our level? I know that it's one of these here. Let's see. Districts, land value. Now that might be handy. Interesting. Slightly higher land value in the commercial area. Population, outside connections. Here we go. It's the happy face, right? Nope. That's just citizen happiness, which most people are happy. That's still good. Health is doing great. Let's come down this way a little bit. We have some of our expansion. Some of our expansion tools like disasters, traffic routes, tours, tourism, post offices. These guys up here do not have mail service. Maybe we should do something about that shortly. But I do know that one of these will tell us what level our houses are at, or at least we could take a look at some of them manually, actually. We got a level 2 house here, level 2. Level 2. Yeah, so our initial neighborhood that we built last time has been doing quite well. They're pretty happy, and we built some parks for them. We built some paths so they're able to get to work. Let's zoom in here and see. Now, the last big playthrough I did of City Skylines, I played with a mod that made the hours of the day realistic. And it was a fun concept because you get rush hour traffic, you get people trying to leave to go to work around the same hours, and you can choose the fluctuations. So, 10% of people leave a little early and 10% work late. And like I said, the concept was there, but in practice, I found that it actually glitched out a lot and still, I don't know, it messed with the pathfinding a lot. We may give it another try. I'll see if there have been some updates because it's been about a year. But without those mods, the city pretty much runs night and day, with the exception of some buildings and some features that may only run at day or night. But you can see here, high school's bustling. And, well, now the sun's coming up, but it was the middle of the night and high school was bustling. That, and it's a little odd to see the days pass by really slowly during the mod. That's the other thing, is that your income and your expenses have to be tweaked so that you have daily, or hourly rather, nodes for when you receive and have to spend, as opposed to waiting for your day to tick by, which usually goes by in about, what is this, 10-15 seconds? Yeah, about 15 seconds. So while we've been talking, we've got just a little bit more residential demand, so maybe we can paint in a new street up here. Maybe we'll start working our way up the edge of the map here, up towards the mountain, so that we can actually start building some of our nice hillside residences that we talked about with a nice view. Let's check and just make sure. We did run our water up. We haven't gone up into the mountains with it yet, but let's just start on this first road here. I'll just use the blocking tool. Now it's only 3 deep. Maximum is usually 4. You know what? How much is the neighboring square? Let's check out purchasing here. It's 4,000. We have 40,000 saved up. We could purchase it, but I don't really know if I want to extend over to the west just yet. It does have another interstate connection, but it's just right around the corner from where we already started. And I think what we'd like to do is expand more to the north. Let me take another mod that I have here for free camera, and we can kind of get a better look. Okay, so this mountain range, pretty high, but that might be really neat to develop, maybe tiered roads here, and then more along the coastline. That's a lot more exciting than developing out to the west. That, and we did choose a more difficult map that doesn't have train connection, so we're kind of playing on, I was going to say playing on hard mode, but not really, because we haven't really enabled disasters, we haven't really done anything that's going to make this super difficult, and we also have a few mods installed that are going to make things easier for us. But again, the principle of the thing is that I try not to cheat where possible. We're playing with vanilla money, we're playing with regular income. Look at our pedestrians using the bridge we made for them last time. That's preventing a lot of traffic from coming into this circle. The last time we played, our road here, Harvey Street, had a lot of through traffic, and it does look like it still has some, but let's take a look. Yeah. Still red from the through traffic, however, don't really see any cars getting stopped. We did remove the stoplights here. That's a little cheaty, but it's letting them free flow in and out. I don't really see much of an issue. Sometimes you'll see cars clip through one another. That guy stopped. Yeah, they're still behaving. So we painted in some residential here. We still have, in fact, we have a little bit more demand for residential, so let's continue all the way up and around. Our water does come up and cover all the streets that we built so far. So we'll just paint this outer edge. Now, as we develop further north up here, we are getting further away from some of our services that we've already built. And while we do have a school up here, I believe, and this may be it right here, that's the medical clinic, firehouse. We had a high school up near here somewhere. While we do have that, we do want to make sure that we're getting all the services up to our more remote areas, and then as we develop into the mountains, we may need to have some service roads come down off to the side so that we can get the much needed services up there. We don't want our ritzy new fancy houses with a great view all burning down because they don't have a fire department. Let me actually take a look here. High schools. Yes, we did place a high school up here. Capacity still decent. What about our elementary school?
Don't you want money for nothing?
Looks
Yeah, you
good.
do. What's the catch? There is
Capacity
one.
300, eligible
You can have it,
200.
you just have to ask for it. Our 3-day sleepaway
Charles
camp is
Chaplin
the
says, "What a
perfect
great
place to
city.
strike it rich.
Like having lots of public transportation options." Well, we actually haven't built any yet, so great that he's an optimist. Thank you, Charles.
Run! Don't walk. Get your heart rate
And we also had one for, I would think I'm dreaming if I didn't know otherwise. So we have very happy citizens. That's a good sign. We are playing a little slowly as well. Let's see. We'll actually go ahead and start designing some of our roads that'll come up here along the mountain. In fact, while we're at it, we'll go ahead and buy this northern square.
If you want the best, you have got to go big.
It's not too pricey. It was only $2,500. And how many have we unlocked here? Let's also purchase, just in case we come down along the coast, let's purchase this one as well.
In fact, the most valuable
yeah, so we've only unlocked the two.
one that you're afraid to take outside. Fault Tech, only the best.
So I do have a move tool mod that'll let us move some of these nice decorative boulders without having to dig around in other modded content to place the boulders. I do like to hang on to them and use them for decoration, so you know we can move these out of the way. That one was actually good where it is, but as we come up through here, we may want to move these boulders and maybe take our road kind of windy up and along the front of this ridge, maybe, and then up and along through here. Yeah, so let's actually move one of these rocks over, up here, and then one back down here, and we can take the road up through the middle of those rocks. Let's see, do we want to go with any other type of road? We haven't really started upgrading anything yet. Toll booths. Yeah, we haven't really messed with those either. Two-lane gravel road. No, these are going to be nice houses. We're going to have a nice road. So let's take it up through here with a curve. Let's see. All right. Let's actually kind of straighten this out a little bit. Bring that curve in. We'll take a road up through and over this hill and then down around. Yeah. So we want to curve up and over through here. Slope's too steep for this road. Let's see. Do we want to go ahead and start bringing it up, maybe? Come in that far. Maybe we can make a little tunnel through, because once we're on this slope here, I believe we'll be good. So let's go ahead and switch back to a straight road. Let's page down. Yeah, there we go. And let's see if we can come out on this other side. About right there. Oh. It actually instead decided to go down on the other side. Well, you know what? This first part is okay, because all we really wanted to do was come up and over. And we may do some development along the sides here. We can flatten it out a little bit. No. Come back up. Curve down, and now we will start coming up and over the hill here. Let's see how that starts to look. It's gonna get a bit wibbly and wonky, but yeah, there we go. Starting to get a nice hillside road. Let's see if we can curve it kind of around this mountain here. We'll start off rough, and then we'll move things to suit how we feel momentarily. So you can see here the squares where we can develop. So these are too steep to develop on, but what we can do is we can kind of clear it out a little bit with the terrain tool. We came up a little bit higher here. Let's start curving back to the right. That might be an interesting idea. Almost no reason to have a tiny tunnel otherwise, though, but it's interesting looking. Let's leave that for now, and let's come back up and around. Just finish off the rest of this distance here. Start to curve back down the hill. And we have another little tunnel. Yeah, and again we can use the terrain editor to kind of clean that up a little bit. Now we have this windy mountain road. We may want to leave it as a dead end for now. Maybe we'll bring one road down off the hill here. We have this little ridge, so maybe we can connect, come down off the hill. Let's see. There we go. We'll bring that down to our industrial area. That'll give us some more area here that we may be able to make a nice park with. Or we'll also check the resources just to see if that's not another good area with fertile land or ore. Yeah, let's just curve in here. There we go. Alright, so now let's get some other areas that can be developed on here, because this initial little path wasn't the one that I originally intended to build the houses on. We want to build it right here on this hillside and kind of look out over the city. So let's grab landscaping, shift terrain, soften, slope. Now we want to flatten. Surface tool. Now that's a painter. Water, ground resources. Alright, so let's see if we can... Oh no, let's undo that. So I believe that there is a way to hold and flatten. Just a sec, let's check on that. Never hurts to use your resources. Level terrain. Right click, then left click and hold. Alright, let's try that. And we want to level terrain. So we want to keep it at about this level, Rosewood Street. Right click, then left click and hold. Yeah, there we go. So we'll kind of cut into the mountain just a little bit. Level that out. We'll see what automatically becomes able to be developed here. Yeah, we'll need to push that quite a bit back further. We want at least 3 squares, if not 4. Let's just kind of eat into the side of this mountain here, like we planned this little development. This little neighborhood's going to live here. And let's see, we may have to re-initiate the road. It's act like we're going to update it. And downgrade it. And that way we can get, like, yeah, 5 plots here. Let's go ahead and paint them in and see what they'll develop into. And we may also disguise this with a few more trees and things behind the houses, but let's just say that we blasted out the side of this mountain for some choice real estate. Let's also make sure we run some water up here for them. We do have pipe just down here. So let's go ahead and extend that up so that they get their services. And since this is our pet project, they're not going to get electricity from their neighbors, so we will go ahead and run a little line up here, at least until we develop other nearby land and services. Let's take this one and raise it up. Let's see. Or we can actually take it under. Almost. Yeah, let's go up then. Built an electric pillar, then we bring it down on the other side of the road here. That's just going to connect. Let them get initial power. We may try to hide it a little bit better too in the future. It's not too bad once you actually turn off the overhead view. And this other end did connect to power, yeah. Yes. So with that little bit of development... Oh, what do we have here? We have a mountain climbing rhino, it looks like. What are you doing, Rhino? I'm gonna name you Ted. Ted, you stay safe up there. What on earth? So we should see some people move in pretty soon at some point, because we have some residential demand. Now it is a little far away. And now that we are starting to have some developments that are a little bit further away than others, let's go ahead and start looking at some of our transportation options. We're still a little small for needing bus routes, I think, at least, but might be handy to have a taxi depot. Just to give them more transportation options, and we may actually put that kind of up north here. Let's see, let's stick it right here on this main strip. Apparently that made some people unhappy, but you know what? They will be quite a bit more happy when they don't have to take their own car, or if they don't have their own car. I kind of want to keep an eye on this. Yeah, here we go. Let's get down here and take a look. I'm impressed. You just moved in today and you already have a hedge wall. Bit of a modern house moving in here. Let's take a look at their view from behind their house. Oh yeah. I may go into the video settings and see if I can turn off the distance blur, because I think we'll get a nicer view that way. We have a fire hydrant across the street. Is this a mailbox? It is. Rosewood Street runs all the way the length of the mountain. Brown Street, the way back down. Now, let's see. Our industry still needs a bit more development. It's not really popping off. Residential's on its way up, so while our little craft project up here is neat, it's not exactly going to draw us the population or the tax revenue that we need to really get into full swing with a lot of major upgrades that this town's going to need. We're right now at a population of 3,269. Our next town upgrade doesn't come for another 1,200 people moving in, but it's slowly on the increase. So is our revenue. We did get a nice little neighborhood over here on the back edge. Underhill Street. They really don't like that our city has a lot of farming for industry. You know, I could give them an alternate place to work since we get so many complaints. Do all of these places have workers. So they have 9 out of 16, and they have an additional 6 people who are overeducated working there. So eventually when we unlock offices, that'll be a place that our more educated citizens can work, but 6 out of 12. They haven't really filled up these jobs yet. Let's go ahead and keep filling out our neighborhood here. Let's get some more people moving in. Do notice a lot of parking here along the street. Wonder if we can solve that with a parking lot and then turning off street parking here. Lots of pedestrians though, I'm loving it. Really using those extra paths that we cut into the neighborhoods here, instead of having to walk all the way around. Let's take a look here and get some parking lots. Again, these are modded in parking lots, so they come in all shapes and sizes, but they function pretty well for keeping traffic down. Do we have any tiny ones? What is this here? Large parking garage. I don't think I've ever used that one. That would be neat. Once we have a large enough city where that makes sense. Oh, here we go. We have a tiny parking lot that would kind of fit perfectly right here. And it makes people happy because it is technically a park. So that parking lot fits roughly 16 cars, it looks like. So that would take off many of these. Let's maybe get another parking lot down over here, maybe a larger one. We could also put some attractions nearby, maybe. And that would justify the parking lot even more, because a parking lot in the middle of a neighborhood is a little weird. But it's still better than parking on the street. This is a pretty big one, though. Let's see. It's a tiny square one. It's really all we've got right now. Big square. Maybe... maybe roll with this one for now. We can butt it up against this road and it'll take up a good chunk of this corner. A little bit more happiness there. While we're here in the park tool, let's go ahead and get some more parks with playgrounds and such. Beautify these areas up here a little bit more. Now, this is a pretty big one, but we'll put it right in the middle of our new neighborhood up here. See if that makes some people happy. Get out of the red with some of these low entertainment areas. What else do we have? We have the small park. If I remember correctly, it's actually still pretty big. Small playground. Maybe we go ahead and... well, we just put that playground there, though. Park with trees. So big. Botanical garden. Japanese garden. Let's put a dog park in, right here next to this parking lot. Maybe it'll beautify this row here, because they seem to have a very low opinion of the beauty of that side of town. Happiness is good. There was levels, it was right underneath happiness this whole time. What we do with the fish is nobody's business but ours. Just enjoy your salmon $8.99 with our famous stew. So, welcome on into Fish Brothers Seafood Themed Restaurant, where everything's Fish Brothers. Alright, do we have people parking? We have a couple. Oh, it's all beat up and cracked. I kind of like the rusticness of it, though. Kind of parking on a slope here. So yeah, let's go ahead and turn off parking for this strip here. See if they just disperse or if they start using the parking lot.
Unlike the local sports teams, you can count on us
No parking.
every year. I fight every day to get you the best deals. I'll never
So I went ahead and teleported most of them here into the parking lot, so awesome. Maybe we go ahead and move that bush and put another one of these same parking lots right here.
Check out our ad in the Weekly Nickel.
Let's see, was it this one? No.
Is that the intro to a wicked house track? Or the sound of a dial-up modem connected?
Yeah, we'll get one more right there.
And this is Synthetic Dawn Radio.
New place to park. Taking up a whole spot with a little scooter, but you know what? That's fine. Let's check out our traffic again. Still a little trouble coming in and out of here. Maybe we go ahead and start some road upgrades right over here just to alleviate a little bit of this. 4-lane roads are nice for industrial. Rolling with bus. We have a lot more to unlock though. Medium Industry Road. 2-way concrete road with 4 lanes. Medium Industry Road is cheaper than regular 4-lane roads, but generate more noise pollution. Supports medium traffic. That's fine, because we don't really need to worry about noise pollution necessarily over here in our industrial area. So let's go ahead and upgrade a couple of these to that type. Oh, we can't upgrade this one because we placed the path nearby here. So let's move our path down. Let's upgrade. Oh, what else do we have touching it? Oh, this one little service here. Let me not use that tool to move him. Let me move him officially. If we can. There we go. Let's choose to relocate him. We may need an actual official police station over here at some point, so let's just kind of stick him somewhere where we've got no real crime prevention. And now we should be able to upgrade that road and fix our path. Yeah, there we go. Still going to leave these as the smaller roads for now. Let's go ahead and butt our path back up against it so that pathfinding will work again. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Again, when you use some of these mods, pathfinding can get a little wonky. There we go. You figured it out, Sterling. So I'm confident that people on the other side will start walking this way again soon. Yeah, there we go. Someone headed to work. Was that Sterling? That it was. So now with our larger road here, we have multiple lanes in and out. I wonder if they use this middle for anything. No, it's got stanchions. Nice and peaceful. I kind of wish it was a little more bustling, so let's make some more room for people to move in. Let's go ahead and fill out a little bit more of this middle area of the new neighborhood. I want to kind of reserve this sort of D shape here, like I was saying, for some more attractions that'll kind of correspond with this parking lot, so we'll leave that. Let's bring in some new neighbors for this Hickory Street cul-de-sac. Let's use our paint tool here to kind of fill in some spaces. And why not? Let's go ahead and bring these in as well. Interesting 3-way road here. New neighbors moving in. What's this house gonna look like? It's always a mystery until the scaffolding comes down. flats at 3.7. Satellite dishes, solar panels. I like it. Very modern. This one too. Nice angles. Propane on the roof. Still amazed by all the little details that pop up here and there. Let's check some of our services. We're not getting many complaints from our citizens, so we don't have anything outstanding, I don't believe. But let's check. Electrical availability. Still producing, but you know, we've got the money now, so let's go ahead and pop in a couple more wind turbines. Slope too steep. 3 megawatts. These were getting quite a bit more. 5. Yeah, they were getting 8 up on the top of the hill here. Ooh, there we go. We can get 1 in here. And again, you can cheese it. You can move them closer together with the tool, but naturally you wouldn't be able to do that. But now that we've purchased this area up here, I bet we can do some nifty wind turbines on top of the hill here. There we go. 1. Oh, I don't want to destroy our rocks because you can't get them back. Let's move them over some. Is that Ted? Bye, Ted. Yeah, here we go. Sort of up along the ridge. Beacons of our progress. There's a city that's trying to not pollute. So their zone of influence here for electricity is coming down over our little neighborhood that we've built, so that should connect them to the grid, and yeah, there we go. More electrical availability. Let's see what that looks like without the overlay. They do have these big lights, which is kind of cool. Oh, what do we have here? 3 ambulances? Do we get like a whole building full of sick people up here on the hill? Maybe a disease spread to neighbors. More than one person in this. They're upset. There's a lot of noise. Oh, these have noise. That was a mistake, maybe. Let's check that. Traffic, pollution, crime. I want to memorize these so I don't have to look through them every single time. But I know that noise is on here somewhere. Maybe it was one of traffic. Happiness kind of tells the story on its own. So this is pollution. Oh, duh. Your headphones. Noise pollution. Earmuffs. So maybe we can move these then. Don't want them moving out because there's a grinding sound in their backyard. Where else do we have good wind, though? I guess all along this whole range, and if we're not going to have... Well, I was planning on maybe having houses up here, but you know what? If this is going to be kind of a bridge, just kind of a scenic drive, maybe we can move them along this ridge. Let's do that. Go and pop them over here. Oh, I grabbed a tree. There we go. Now we may need to run an electrical line. I hope you prefer that in your backyard. Let's not get rid of the rock. There we go. Fully powered. Now let's check the noise pollution. There you go. You happy? Now what was up with all the ambulances? That was interesting. A little bit of fire hazard. All good now. Let's check water. Water availability and sewage treatment are still decent. I feel like we have little to no sewage treatment. We just have raw sewage spilling out into our river, which is resulting in this, which has made its way over to this bit of a waterfall here. This may be a good place for a dam later. What do we have here in the distance? Rock formations. That's fancy. Oh, look at that view. Cheers. Alright, that road there was a bit of a reach from everything else. So let's kind of center back in and see what else we want to develop down here. Let's hopefully not bleed too much money, but let's make our city a little bit more desirable to come to. Maybe we can put in some tourist attractions and maybe also lower taxes. I say that hesitantly because I don't want to get into a spot where we're not earning money and then we hit a dead end. Maybe we make this a park. It is relatively small. How about this shape here? Let's try that for a park. It's been a while since I have worked with the parks expansion, so forgive me while I figure this out again. Let's see, paint a park area. Let's get a little paint tool here and kind of designate this whole pizza slice here. Fill it in nicely. Coolridge Hill is now a park. Then we have parks and plazas, unique buildings. Coolridge Hill. I think we need to put a park entrance. Up a little bit here so that it's not across the street. That is a pathway, but that'll be fine. These people walking the pathway, though, they might be in the park, and I think I want to have the pathway not be in the park, and I'll have special park pathways for that. Yeah, there we go, that's a little cleaner. Let's check out some of our actual park options. We have paths, walls and fences. We need the parks expansion options for, yeah, there we go, City Park. We need an entrance. Park main gate, here we go. So let's place our park main gate somewhere where we have a lot of pedestrians. We have a lot over here. Maybe we place it flat here so they can walk down and around. We may get some more crosswalks in as well. Coolridge Hill has reached level 1. The following buildings have been unlocked: Park Side Gate, Park Plaza, Park Info Booth, restrooms, and cafe. So I think this is just going to be a free park to make things pretty and to make our people happy, to make it a more desirable place to come. So let's turn off our overlay here. We could start some pathways. I guess we don't really need walls either. If it's not going to be a paid park, let's take an internal path that kind of comes up and matches the street, and then maybe about halfway here we'll kind of diverge into an S shape and back up and around and have some attractions, and maybe have a side gate down on this end. In fact, let's go ahead and place that so they can exit over here if they really need to. Yeah. Park path with decorations, 20%. Let's go with the one with decorations. And let's get curvy with it. Again, we'll try to match the street a bit. Come up and around here. Then let's curve back down through these trees. Around this way. Kind of a tight curve here. You know what, we'll put something interesting in that, in this little roundabout. Not roundabout, but this little central attraction area. Curve back down this way. Maybe that was a little too far. Let's take you back up here. I think we want to come up. Maybe we'll connect them as well, just in case people have a certain place that they want to go to in the park and it's not too convoluted to get from place to place. Yeah, there we go. And we'll build a convenience connection here. Let's place some stuff in our park.
At Akio, we've been making the best of mobile phones for over 20 years.
We have a plaza option.
How did we get there?
Should we put that in the middle? Maybe.
In every commercial that make you think your phone is ringing. Whether you have a new phone, an old phone, or just leave it on vibrate, we make sure you always hear your phone in our commercials. It's our way of saying, we hear you.
Let's place it here.
Don't be silenced when opportunity calls. Pick it up. It's for you.
Let's also put some cafes in. We'll put one kind of near the entrance because you never know, they may want to come pick up breakfast. They don't want to walk through the entire park to get to it. We'll put a second one down on this end.
Or our New Orleans inspired pork sandwich, the Big Cheesy, and our signature.
Let's give them a couple of restroom options as well. One over here.
So hurry in and get them while they last. After all, why take a little bite when you can take a
one up
big
here.
bite?
Park info booth. Kind of feel like that should also be towards the beginning, so we'll kind of place that here.
Back when electric lighting was first invented, everyone made such a
Take off the
fuss about
overlay.
it. Now that Edison's off in the dusty old past, why doesn't anyone give credit to the
We have a few more
inventor
things that we can
neon
unlock
lighting?
over time, but
Let's hear it for George
in the
Clark,
meantime,
savior
let's
of
also
city
add some
nightlife.
some
Just
decorations.
imagine
Let's
the
put
kind
some
of
park
bogus
benches
clubs
in.
that would exist without him. Who wants to chill out somewhere well lit past midnight?
Let's place
This
one
next
here
song
by the
goes out to
street
you,
lamp. There's already one there. Yeah, they appear along this type of path anyway. So benches may be good. I don't know if they're usable. Probably. Park signs. Let's get some entrance and exit signs here. Place one there. Let's say maybe there's something interesting to say here. And one as you come in. We have lights, but again, these paths come with the lights. go ahead and take this park table set and place it right in the middle. We did say we'd put something here, so maybe they'll walk off the path a little bit and have a picnic. Ooh, I like that fancy table. Maybe we'll use that later. Trash cans. The paths don't come with trash cans. Maybe we should place a couple kind of near our cafes. I don't think they actually do anything, but at least it looks like we're trying. Flower beds. Food stalls. Ice cream van. Let's say walk enough out here. You can grab some ice cream from the ice cream van. Kids sandbox. A round sandbox. And an old cannon. Let's put a kids sandbox also in this kind of round area too. You never know, they might want to bring their kids here. The weeds grow up through the sandbox and make it look so bad. That's fine. No, this looks like half the sandboxes I played in as a kid. Let's put it right here. Oh, and it cleared some out when it went down. Not all of them, but good enough for now. So I think that's good for our initial park. Let's check some of the info here. Attractiveness 600. Total visitors until next level 78 out of 500. So we've got 79 visitors. We still need another 420. Entertainment until next level 278 out of 220. So it's meeting its current requirement for entertainment. Now it does look like we are charging $10 to get into the park. Let's make it pretty popular. We don't need the money right now, though we might if we lower taxes, but let's take it down. Let's take it down to free. Policies. Let's check some of these out. Animal ethics, zoo animals. This isn't a zoo. Advertise the park throughout the city and have more visitors. Draws 20% more visitors. Cost money. Mark the park as the main attraction in the city. Right now it is. So, sure, we'll turn that on for now. We just need to remember to come turn it off if we have another bigger, nicer attraction. Yeah, let's have fireworks. Fireworks show in the park every night. Fireworks are organized daily. Sure. Visitors can see the park at night on special tours. Draws more visitors. I wonder if drawing visitors, I know that I could use that for revenue if I'm actually selling tickets to the park, but I wonder if that also makes it more of an attractive tourist park for people from outside the town. Amusement park buildings, not an amusement park. It's not a nature reserve, so we're good for now. But that does remind me, let's check up on our districts because we haven't painted them in a while, and we did circle these areas, but we never actually did set policies. Let's also give this area a name. Briarwood Square. It's not really a square. I like Briarwood though. Let's give it Briarwood Heights. Actually, did you guys a favor. It's Quiet Heights. What's this sad face? I just don't think it's had the chance to update yet. Beautiful sunrise. Oh, you know what? I painted over the wind farm and not the actual neighborhood. This is how blind I am. Let's go in and extend that down. Quiet Heights is actually here. Take out the wind farm. The least quiet part of Quiet Heights. There we go. Now what does it say? Yeah, they're pretty happy. But yes, let's take a look at our policies. And not delete Quiet Heights. Let's see here. Policies. Power usage. Energy conservation is important, and the best way to do it is by installing energy meters in buildings. Moderately reduced electricity consumption, upkeep $5 per building regularly. Water usage, similar, I would imagine. Cut those shower times in half. Water meters with upkeep. We're producing enough water and electricity, we don't necessarily need to crack down on that and add to our cost. Smoke detectors, I like that. We don't need to ban pets. Recycling out here in Quiet Heights might be handy. They are a little far away from the dump. Smoking ban increases health, decreases happiness. That's unfortunate. We'll leave it. Parks and recreation. We may place this down in Lilac Square. Recreational use, slightly increased tax income, moderately increased tourism, slightly reduced crime rate, increases police budget by 15%. Let's add it because it'll make people happier and increase tourism. We don't need insulation. Ferries. Recycle plastic. Recycling centers. We don't have one of those yet. Trust the area, choose to visit parks more often than unique buildings. We don't need that just yet either. Free Wi-Fi reduces mail accumulation. I like it, but no, we don't need that either. So we will do something similar though for our other areas here. So Lilac Square, Western Heights. Let's see. We may actually want to enact policies. If we can enact them citywide. I don't recall if we can do that or not, so let's... Maybe that's under city planning. We do want the smoke detectors. We'll just try to remember. We don't need the recycling down here, though maybe later. It's really just smoke detectors and recreational use, I believe, that I want for down here. Nope, not recycling, smoke detectors. Farmer's Dell, also smoke detectors. Sure, you can smoke at work. Chestnut Park. Alright, so we'll see if that pulls in more. We actually have some people moving out, though. Let's experiment with charging less for tax. We're making 2,233, 2,100 incrementally. It's dropping quite possibly due to the things that we just enacted. Let's let it level out before we actually mess with taxes. We don't want to get ourselves stuck in a spot. How can we make this more desirable? Happiness is decent. Health, decent coverage. Traffic's not terrible. Fire coverage is terrible. Let's go ahead and get a firehouse out here. We'll just place it right up here. Crime, not really a problem. Most of our population is down here where we started. Land value. People like to live near the water. Natural resources. Now we did have all this ore up here. So that may be something to consider when we do expand our industry, but industry is not popping right now. Leisure. We could use more leisure, especially over here near the workplaces. Let's take a look at some of our other options that aren't just parks. Plazas. They do have weekly upkeep, so we don't want to blow it out of the water. Entertainment 75, 100, 100. Let's place our plaza with picnic tables. Let's sort of place that up here across the street over next to the fire station. So that's going to improve a little bit of entertainment in this area. You can see them slowly changing. What else do we want to add here to get a little bit more fun? We have basketball courts. We have a public pool. These are our park add-ons. So let's get a basketball court somewhere that needs it. Let's add something fun up here to our northern neighborhood. Now these curvy roads do make it a little difficult to place some of these special lots, but there we go. One fits right here. Let's see if that improves this sort of arch of unentertained citizens. Great. And I think our farming area could probably use something natural. So maybe we do go with another park up here, but it's kind of interesting and has to do with farming. I don't know if anything specifically will have to do with farming, however. Get something at least that looks natural. Maybe one of the larger ones. Ironically, like the small park. This costs 5,000. Upkeep is 40 a week. Entertainment's 125 though. Very large influence. You know, we could place this kind of centrally located in a way that reaches a lot of this space. Interesting. This will cover all of our farming area if we placed it down here. And also some of the other industrial. You know what? Let's place it. And we'll keep it in mind when we plan around this area as well. So we have some new leisure here. Let's check on some of our other stats, like how's garbage doing? Landfill usage is building up. We're going to need to upgrade that before too long. Recycling center makes less garbage pile up. The center produces small amounts of raw materials from the waste, which is something I could use with the industry expansion once we get into that. Let's invest in a recycling center. We have 44,000. We can spend the 16 for that. Let's place our recycling center over here off of this road. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let me place it inside because they're going to be pulling out of that lot to drive around, I believe. So we want that to actually have good access to this road and not cut off all of the cars that are going to be pulling in.
At Banhammer Bank,
these are our other industrial options, so let's leave that for now.
Because it's with your money that we can make you more money. How? It's not funny business, it's money business. You give your money to us, and it will grow with interest. That's the plan, at least.
This park
Maybe
needs
that's
power.
Too complicated for you.
Let's get it a
Imagine
little bit of
planting
electricity.
A money tree in the ground and watering it. Hold on.
Can
Imagine
stretch
if you had
up
a
from
money
here for
pot
now.
And you fed it more money.
There
and
we go.
after digesting, it would. Okay. You want to go money fishing, so you use
Everybody
a little
else
money
seems to be
catch
good with
a big
power.
money. You know, just come in and talk to us. We have even more metaphors that allow us to avoid saying what we really do with your money. Banhammer Bank. Feed the money monster.
Park
Say
maintenance.
cheese, it's cheese week at Big Bite Burgers and Fries. All this week, in addition to our regular
It's all
menu, try
green.
our all-you-can-eat signature sides, like our famous bowl full of melted
Good
cheese,
so far.
served steamy and bubbling. It's the bottomless chubbler, or our New Orleans-inspired
They do
pork
have
sandwich,
park
the Big
tours.
Cheesy,
Oh,
and our
all of these
signature
parks seem to
flagship,
have
the spicy
little
blue
tours.
cheese-topped jalapeno cheese blucher. So hurry in and get them while they last. After all,
Industry
what's in a little
areas.
bite
We
when
haven't
you
really
can
placed
take
an
a
industry
big
area,
bite?
and we're not going to do that just yet. Post office reaches down here.
I'm Jessica Statler.
Let's
and
jump
this
back
is
off of
Synthetic
that.
Dawn Radio, the only station with music made by computers.
Alright, I'm going to take a quick 5. And in the meantime, we'll go ahead and let our money build up just a little bit. We'll just put this in cinematic mode, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Hey, Coleridge Hill leveled up. We have park chessboards and piers. Now we don't have any water, though we may want to make a park along our riverfront. That might be an idea. Probably not down near our sewage treatment. So we still have people moving out. They're happy, but they're moving out. What can we do to make them want to move in more? Well, let's try to increase tourism a little bit more. Let's check out our unique buildings. How expensive are they? 200,000, 150,000. Still a bit out of our price range. They really do draw in tourism. Statue of Wealth, 25,000. It's a pretty penny compared to what we have. Personification of the city's wealth. Requirement for building with space elevator. Entertainment has some noise pollution. And what does entertainment look like right now? They're still not entertained. Are you not entertained? They're definitely not entertained up here, but they still have their nice view, so they can deal with it. Let's see if we can draw some tourism to this sort of eastern area. Maybe we can even make another park later, or make a district with roads that have features that draw in tourists. What does this one say? Statue of shopping. Shopping's a wonderful thing. The statue of shopping is a constant reminder of the bliss that it is to purchase something, a requirement for building the Hadron Collider. We can technically afford both, but that would make us near broke. City Arch. Monumental gate that spans over a road increases the tourist capacity of roads by 5%. Entertainment does have some noise pollution. I was considering maybe whether or not it would fit over one of our main roads here. I mean, it does seem kind of silly to place it over this road, because that's the entryway to our industrial area, but again, if we're going to be making maybe a district of entertainment up here, let's do it. Whew, that was pricey. That was like half of our money. Let's see what it looks like, though. Is it a flower? Almost can't tell. We do still have people slowing to take a turn here. Speeds are 50. From 40 to 50, so the speed's actually faster on this road than the circle. The circle's not really getting tied up, though. I keep wanting to check traffic, but traffic is fine right now. We're starting to get a little bit more residential demand, which is interesting considering that we still have people moving out. Why are you moving out? Let's see, what is our goal again is 4,400, so we're within 1,000, but we have like a snail's pace right now. Let's plan that entertainment area. Why not? Let's take a road. We will go with not a highway. We don't really have a good option for a 4-lane, do we? No, we have this one. Let's take this one up towards this park. In fact, maybe even with the plan to connect it. We'll go straight though, then over. So there's the start to our entertainment district, and maybe we cross. We're going to need to move our electrical pole here. Bring this over. I don't think that I like the medians though, because that makes it so that the cars can't turn from one side of the road to the other. So let's go with the smaller road for these crossroads for now until we get better roads. Downgrade them. So we went out 3 links that way. Start with 3 links that way. Once we actually have industry grow down into this area, it will power this park. And we won't need these electrical poles running up to the middle here anymore. But let's see, what else do we have that might be entertaining? Because they are still not entertained down here. We did a dog park up in this area. We haven't done a Japanese garden yet. Let's read about it. Beautiful Japanese garden, pride of any neighborhood. The garden raises surrounding land value. That might be better for the actual neighborhoods. Now we have this little corner down here that could use just a little bit more leisure. We have this whole outer edge, which is going to be kind of tough to reach until we purchase the next square over. So let's place a Japanese garden down here in the corner. Carousel Park. Bouncy Castle Park. Botanical Garden. The Botanical Garden is a nice park-like area for people to relax in. It raises surrounding land value. It is weird to have that in an industrial area. Though it is north of the industrial area. I don't really intend to extend this industrial area very much. We want farming to be our main industry here. At first, at least. That would be all of our money. I can't really justify that though, so let's do a bouncy castle park. And let's place that up here to entertain the northernmost area. Place that just, well, no, that actually doesn't connect to this road up here, so let's place it somewhere nearby. There we go. Yeah, that reached you. I like how we built this area out, but then none of those really fit very well. We haven't really unlocked the type of things that I'd like to put here. Things that are kind of like the Arch or other unique buildings once we can afford them. I think we should play with the taxes. It's risky, but maybe people need jobs, so let's keep our industry up at 13%. Let's take our residential tax down to 8%, commercial down to 10. Let's see what that does to our income. Let's watch it closely down here at the bottom in the middle. 1,300. It's gonna dip. Let's just hope it doesn't go into the negative. If we can turn around, which we did just get a positive number down here on our population, if we could turn that around without going into the negative for our income, we can maybe tweak it back in the other direction. If we start getting way too close, we're almost making no income now. 300, not good. I have another idea. Let's take this back up to 10. We don't want to really blow it out. Speaking of blowing it out, let's take the global credit loan. And then let's go ahead and build the Statue of Wealth. Noise pollution does not bother me. Is that going to improve this area down here? It does not look like it is. Are they that upset about the noise? I mean, it's gonna be noisy. Happiness is almost full. The people who do live here are very happy. Other plazas. Swimming pool. Maybe we can squeeze a swimming pool in down here to kind of entertain this neighborhood. How does it snap? Or is it for the parks? It may be something for parks. Doesn't seem to snap. Let's put something else over here then. Plazas are really more commercial or office space. Let's stick another small playground in then. Are there any areas? Okay, it'll kind of fit here. We'll put it there. Oh, we're starting to get a little commercial. We haven't seen that in days. Little desire for commercial development. Now the area that we currently have painted out isn't full. We have a lot right here. If they really wanted to move in, you'd think that they would just pick this little lot here in the middle and move into it, but let's leave it for now and see if we can get that desire to grow a little bit more, and then they'll be more likely to move in right where we want them. How's our park doing? Lots of visitors in the plaza. Our beautiful city won the Most Attractive City Award. Hashtag Happy Mayor. Park's still level 2. On our way to level 3. Still need a little bit more entertainment. We can add some things to it. You know what? Let's. City Park. We did unlock some things, right? They back over here. These are things that we already had. Info booth. We unlocked the chessboard. Ooh, it's very large. Can we squeeze it in somewhere? Where it's not going to be obtrusive. Almost no. But I bet if we pulled this path in right here, we could make that work on this edge. Let's kind of angle this up. And I bet, yeah, we can place it here now. What else do we have? We have the piers, but we don't have any water. So let's jump back out of this and take a look. Human-sized chess with a couple people playing. Zero visitors so far, though. They're ghosts playing chess.
Accountant. The law accounting. I know what you're thinking. Are we lawyers? Are we accountants? Well, it's a complicated question, probably requiring the services of a lawyer and an accountant. Is that us? Well,
let's think about
to me that there's a lot of you out there who
pedestrian
of the law accounting, but
traffic again. Now we solved the issue with this neighborhood getting to work over here. We've placed a pathway here. People are using regularly.
Can you hear it? Listen closely.
How likely are they to walk to work from here? Is he? He's coming home from high school. Works at Juice Press. He may be coming home from work at a... Oh, that's right. We did have a place called Juice Press down here. So some people do still walk home from here.
Join us at the Walden Art Gallery later today for the opening of the new
This person's going
postmodern
down, walking
showcasing
through a truck.
radical departure from the primitive concepts of form and shape. Be there or be square.
Some of these houses that we've created cul-de-sacs for could use some paths to get more easily out of their neighborhood. Now we did build a little outlet down here. But let's take some of these cul-de-sacs and build throughways. It would be a shame to get rid of this cute little house, but let's plan for the future. Pavement path. Let's take a pavement path. You know what? This house is not nearly as cool looking, so let's come down through here. There we go. Give them that walkway. Also make one probably down through the middle here towards the park. If someone wanted to walk from this area down through here, they'd probably want to cut from this intersection space occupied. Probably because I chose the one next to the road. Let's do that. Let's just come straight down. Let's actually move it just a little bit so that it's more attached to the sidewalk. And then let's take another one down as if they're going to the park. Sorry if you have a house here, you'll just have to move back in. This is not good though. We don't want an overlap. Let's see. There we go. It wasn't completely built. We don't want an overlap of development that's going to make our paths look odd. Since our park entrance is here, we have a crosswalk over here. Let's get a crosswalk in. There we go. And we have some demand for residential now, so they'll move back in. In fact, let's go ahead and give them a place to move into. Let's go ahead and paint out the rest of our neighborhood here. And while we're at it, let's check on education, because we do want well-educated people eventually. When we get offices, it's going to be a desirable place to come work. So let's see. Not a lot of school options up here for elementary. High school's here. We don't have universities yet, so let's build an elementary school. Let's place it somewhere where most of the neighborhood can get to it, though, which is a little difficult when you build these cul-de-sacs the way that I have. Maybe we go ahead and connect this road, because I think this would otherwise be a decent place for it. We do have a couple of little dead-end roads down here, but I don't like how removed these guys are now. Looks nice, but when you really look at the logistics of it, they're not getting the services that they need as quickly. You guys will thank me later. Oh, they moved out. But we've got a new place moving right in. Why did they move out? I don't know. Now that we've built some more residential, we do have about 100 people moving in every day. Let's go ahead and get some more commercial in then, because we haven't had a call for commercial in a while. We did have this whole area built out for it, so let's get some new commercial development going. We're over in the Willow Clark Street area. And maybe we should experiment with one of our city-style parking garages. That might be neat. Let's see, those are on this tab. We have active public parking, which has underground parking the cars can pull into. We have an above-ground parking complex. It's massive, though. You know what, though? Let's place it up here. Cost 9,000. Lots of people can park there. And then we can actually clean up some of the cars on the road if we have a lot of street parking. But look at that. Kind of amazing. I wonder if we'll see it fill up with cars. That would be really neat. Yeah, so now that we have that, let's actually go down through here on these two main commercial drags and give it a no parking. Rule, because we have lots of parking lots for you guys. And those look much nicer when the cars actually park in the parking lots. Yeah, there's a car. Neat. They actually do kind of fill out inside. There's one down there. If I can get my mouse over it. I cannot. But this one, the SUV, belongs to Thomas Ward. New cleaning robot from OCP is great. It does the dishes and laundry and vacuums. So we have lots of cars coming in, going to houses. This eventually will need an upgrade of some sort. We may be able to go ahead and do that. Let's take a look at some of our higher capacity roads. 6-lane may be a little overkill. But we don't have a one-way 4-lane yet. 2-lane one-way. Small industry now. We have highway roads, which are fast. Four-lane highway. Large highway with 4 lanes going one direction. But this is like interstate, which would require off-ramps, I believe. That is a much bigger overhaul. 4-lane road with decorative grass, bicycle lanes, bus lanes, tram tracks, grass. Do we have any that don't have something running up the middle? We don't have a 4-lane one-way road, but we do have a 6-lane one-way road. Just seems like overkill. You know, why not? Let's try it. I feel like people will change lanes awkwardly. No one needs the 5th lane when everybody's just getting off to the right. I think we'll see a lot of people using just the first couple lanes, as they know they're going to be turning right soon. No, we definitely don't want stoplights in the traffic circle. let's... Is it switch traffic lights? Yeah, we'll just remove them completely. We want people to turn in and out quickly as possible. No lights. But will they still get backed up on the far right lane is the question. Let's play around with a little bit of this traffic manager mod that lets you manage the individual lanes, because we can see here this far right lane has a right turn option but also a straight option. If we get rid of the straight option, then people will have to move around these cars. So let's play with that. Let's see here. Change lane arrows. Seems to highlight the whole road piece. What does this do? Okay. Lane 6, we don't want to go forward. There we go. Is it as simple as that? Then we just do that for each one. Lane 6 doesn't go forward. Yeah. This one already can't. Perfect. This is a one-way, so they don't turn from here anyway. Let's say lane 6 here doesn't even go straight, so they have to get over and out of the way. Even lane 5. They have to get over and get out of the way of the people coming in from the interstate. I like that idea. We'll see if that works. Then from here, the far right lane already can't go straight. Let's say the same thing for lane 5. So the right 2 lanes have to turn right. They need to get over if they're not turning right. That should free up 2 lanes over here, unless they change lanes in the middle of an intersection, which is technically illegal. But I think I just saw that happen a moment ago. Yeah, they're changing lanes in the middle of the intersection. Can we block lanes? Lane connector. Ooh, okay. So let's say this lane has to continue to this third lane here, just to give people from down here the room to turn right into this first 2 lanes. That seems perfect. Now, can we use something similar here? Let's say, oh, no, not that one. It's a lane connector. This lane needs to go here. That way we won't have people crossing. That doesn't seem to be working. Can we force these lanes to all merge at least here, ironically in the middle of the intersection? Some people are going to be turning out, so we'll tell these lanes you need to go here to your first available option. This may be micromanaging it, but I like that if it works. So these lanes have to turn. If that's where they're going, that's where they need to go. Let's say, similarly here, you must turn here. You must continue to this lane because someone turning right from here will go into this lane. Let's just check each intersection then at this rate. This lane must turn right. This lane must turn here. This lane must continue to here. This intersection. This lane must go here. This is 2 lanes. Let's go ahead and say this one must come here. And this third lane then must enter to this lane. Now we need to then kind of correct our road paint here and say that the... No, we've already done it, yeah. These far 2 right lanes, the 5th and 6th lanes, cannot connect. Hey there, thank you for the follow.
Every occasion has a noodle at yakisoba, so experience something different. Yakisoba. It literally means fried noodles.
I can sit and be entertained by the commercials on this radio station all day. So we've done some micromanagement with these lanes, and I like how it looks so far. Let's go ahead and tell these lanes that they need to come out and turn to their first available lanes, but we want to try to avoid lane conflict. Speaking of lane conflict, what do we have going on here? Now that we've got more traffic coming in to these parks in this industrial area, we have some backup coming off the interstate. They're all lining up to come to our industrial area here. How can we alleviate that? Oh yeah, no. That's no good. I mean, it's not terrible yet, but we don't want to leave this. So let's think about this a little bit. We did get rid of the traffic light, which I still maintain is allowing traffic to flow more smoothly because collisions aren't a thing. Now, if car wrecks were a thing, that would be terrible, and people would be wrecking into each other left and right, but they really kind of weave in and out. This light here may be the issue. And again, I do think it's cheesing it a little bit. But we could remove this light and just see if things flow more smoothly at first, and then we can also consider changing out this type of road. But, you know, we have so many lanes coming in. We could also get down to the nitty-gritty and manage the lanes here as well. But let's take off the traffic lights for a moment. Just kind of see how well this flows without traffic lights. I believe I accidentally clicked and turned on traffic lights here. We don't want those. There we go. So now without traffic lights here, this right side of the road slows up while waiting to turn out. How did these traffic lights come back? Say, okay, that's free flowing now. Let's see if that alleviates a bit of backed up pressure here. We may also be able to offer them an outlet to the interstate down to the south here if we purchase a new area, but I think we may need to level our city up first, and we still have another 600 or so citizens to go before we can purchase another. And at that rate, would we want to purchase this with so much water? I mean, it's lakefront. That's kind of neat, but I don't know. I don't know that we want to do that. Let's check out traffic now. Alright, it has been alleviated here for this midsection. It's lightening up a lot. I do notice that some people have decided to park their cars on the side of the very busy traffic circle, so we want to disable that. No parking. All the way around, please. Already got no parking here. I don't think anyone's going to park on the side of the road in the industrial area. Well, there are some to the south here after all. I guess we'll leave that for now, though. It's really just a looks thing. It doesn't necessarily hinder traffic. It just looks kind of ugly. And when they do pull out from parking, I think it does stop traffic for just a moment. So it's really just optimizing it. Are these tourists for the... Yeah! These tourists are here to check out the sign. Let's see if we can look through one of their points of view. Faith Lewis. She's at the City Arch. Just chilling and checking out the smokestacks. Alright, Faithwell, you have fun. Meanwhile, the cars that are traveling through this empty development project where are they trying to get to? Where are you headed? Importing goods to the busy corner store. Okay. Did they get off of the interstate here and come all the way around? Maybe we need a better inlet to our commercial area, because this is a 2-lane road. But it's not very high trafficked yet. Lots of traffic coming down through here. You're headed to the pharmacy. Stop. Pharmacy's down here. Why are you going all the way around? Can we see your path? When we look at transportation, it's outside connections, but we want traffic routes. Wish I knew where you came from, though. Why are you coming from right here? Let's say... I guess they could be coming... It says importing, which means usually means they're coming from the highway, but I guess they could be coming from our industrial area. Where are you headed? Oil truck. Returning to facility. Farm truck, returning to facility. Let's try to catch some of these commercial looking vehicles as they come off of the interstate to see exactly where they're going. Here's one right here. Are you turning right? You are. You are headed to Organic Foods, which is all the way over here. So you don't want to go around the roundabout to get there. You think it's faster to go through the industrial area, up and around. Kind of silly. Maybe we need to connect a side road here. Let's go ahead and give them just a bit of a connecting outlet here. Let's say just south of that crosswalk. We'll see how that plays out. Fawn Street. Smoke detectors saving cats' lives. That's what I like to hear. Alright, garbage truck's already using it. Hopefully some of these commercial cars, this donut van, will start making their way up and off this north exit instead. But I think after you've created a new path, some of the path finding has to generate when the cars spawn. I don't think they change their mind mid-drive often. But I could be wrong. This person is using it. They're going to the drugstore, which is right here. So they found their way across. Let's see if we get some more people getting off to take that road. Excellent. Just for the sake of traffic, I don't think that we need this crosswalk anymore. We have one that was built into our intersection. But we have cars parking on the street again because we've edited the road. We said no parking on the commercial street. Some of the mods are a little buggy, but they still make life a little bit better. You've got a green light. Are you parked? You are parked. Such an odd decision to park your car there. City is still growing, very slowly but growing. We have demand for residential. Let's pick up the pace again. Let's look at building some more houses. Maybe we come up through here. What did that look like for resources? We're building over our ore, but I'm still undecided as to whether or not we want to get into the ore business. If we do, maybe it'll be this area here. Either way, let's plan for more residential. Let's get just a little bit more straight with our roads again in this area, just because the curves kind of mess us up a little here. I mean, I like the organic nature of it, but the space utilization is not optimal. So maybe we take this neighborhood up and across. So it doesn't quite come up into our ritzy hills. And I want to say neighborhood, but really it's just these like 6 houses. Now we stay down here. We will even lower the terrain and flatten it out. So let's say we all want it. We want it all to be about this level. So let's take a bigger tool here. Brush size. There we go. Let's just bring this in. Can we bring the road down? I don't think it's grabbing the road. Let's undo that and see if we can maybe lower the road to make that happen. Let's see if we grab it and page down. There we go. And then we can power lines. We don't want those. Let's select the road. We do want this section of road. We're holding shift to select all of these because then we can try to level them out. I think that if you hold the right key and click, you can make them all the same level. Right click, shift click. Oh well, I will figure that out at a later time, but let's go ahead and start making some roads down into here that we could make into a neighborhood. We'll have to rebuild that electrical wire. Bring it down, and then bring a road across. And let's also have another road down through here. And now let's see if we can use the train tool to kind of get a better... Seems to be lowering it more. Let's say we want this height. It's Not really cooperating. Flatter the better, but we will have to reload our road as well just to see. Because we have it kind of coming down, so if we're lucky we'll only really be able to build on this stretch of road here. Don't know if I like that. I might manually lower that later. But let's upgrade and downgrade our road to see if that changes anything. Not really, this area here. We do have water. Let's carry this one up. And this one a little bit, just in case we fill this area out. Let's start a new little neighborhood in here. It's a little messy at first, but when the houses start moving in, they will level out some of the terrain. And then we can manually lower some. So let's take a look at our electrical here. We did cut this off. We need to bring this down and across. There we go. Let's see if we start to get some development. Here we go. And now we still have some more demand for commercial. Still leaving a little space out here for other development. Let's consider this area for some commercial. Let's allow this intersection to be a throughway to the area that we've created here, and let's start a new commercial territory. District. New commercial district. Still kind of keeping some development off the main road to force it through a little. Let's close these power lines here. And actually, it may connect if we just let the commercial build here.
At Banhammer Bank,
I think we can afford to let the park be without power for just a little bit.
It's with your money that we can make you more money. How? It's not.
It's
fun
without
business,
power, but
it's
all of the
money
lights are
business.
still on.
You give your money to us, and
Yeah, you're
we'll
good.
grow with interest. That's the plan, at least. Maybe that's too complicated.
Yeah, so that connected already.
Imagine planting a money
Perfect.
tree in the ground and watering it. Hold on. Imagine if you had a money pet and you fed it more money, and after digesting, it would. Okay. You want to go money fishing, so you use a little money to catch a big money. You know, just come in and talk to us. We have even more metaphors that allow us to avoid saying what we really do with your money. Banhammer Bank. Feed the money monster.
Banhammer Bank.
The best views in life come from the top.
So I wonder
Looking out from a window on the 70th floor, the people below you look more like ants
if
than
these
individuals.
crosswalks
All
matter.
tirelessly
Probably not.
working
I
for
probably
a
shouldn't mess with them
same
because I don't see many
high-rolling
people actually
lifestyle.
walking to the inside of this
Where would
circle.
we be without this kind of division?
It might be
If
a
there
neat
wasn't
project to
always
put
someone
some
earning more than
part,
you,
some
why would anyone
attraction
compete anymore?
right here in the
Come up
center of
here,
the
you
roundabout, but
can't
I would
help
want to
but
give
take a
people
step
maybe
back
a
and think,
walkway
you
under
were
the
the
road.
choice. If you're feeling
I'd want
good
to
today,
prevent them from actually
imagine
walking
listening to this
across the
lesson
street
from a view
and
like
blocking the
mine.
flow of the traffic circle. Let's check traffic one more time. This one little bit right here has been so contentious. You know, tonight I was checking out the Nintendo Direct earlier. Kind of excited about that. I'd like to get a capture card and actually stream some more games that are on console. But yeah, no, the Nintendo Direct really has me excited. I loved Mario Maker. Mario Maker 2 is coming out this year. Link's Awakening, that I recently played through. My wife and I have a we had never played all the way through some Zelda games, and so we started this thing where one of us would play and the other one would kind of navigate, and we would, if we needed to look up any guides or anything, the other one would look it up and kind of navigate for the other, and we would trade off, kind of play them in order where she played the first Legend of Zelda for NES, I played the second one, and then we traded off, and when we got to Link's Awakening, I played that one on Game Boy on an emulator on the TV. And so it's kind of fresh in my head, having played that just in the last year or two, and kind of just seeing how that's been transformed. The gameplay seems to be exactly the same, except the graphics almost similar to this in that it has that kind of tilt shift, fading style, miniature characters. I love the look of it. The whole time I've been talking here, I've been looking at this parking lot because I kind of want to force them to park in this parking lot. But yeah, I know I want to pick that one up. Fire Emblem Three Houses might be the first Fire Emblem game that I'll play in the last 10 years. Hey, we made Busy Town. Perfect timing. Let's see. City planning policy. So that lets us set policies, I believe, for the entire city instead of just picking our individual districts for it. We can specialize in oil industry. Tourism specialization. We may have to check that out because we do want to pull tourists into this town. Helicopter priority. Lots of neat stuff there. Lots of new roads, which would have come in handy earlier, but no, we've got all these new highways that will really be handy when we actually edit our highway once we purchase that square. And that will be the actual benefit of purchasing that southern square. But where was I? Yeah, Fire Emblem. That may be the first Fire Emblem game that I play in like 10 years. Just because the idea of having it on the Switch on the go sounds really awesome. And I don't know if I feel like I was burnt out on Fire Emblem just from playing Smash Brothers. You know what I'm talking about. Every single... Ooh, they don't have water. Every single time I would get excited about a new character, it would be another Sword Boy. Or girl. I'm really hoping that the DLC characters for Smash aren't more Fire Emblem characters. There are too many already. The game's a great strategy game, but too many clone characters. Maybe I'm a little butthurt about that. They didn't say anything about Animal Crossing. I really expected more news about Animal Crossing for the Switch, but I guess they're just saving everything from that. I mean, it can't be too much different than past Animal Crossings, right? Got a little bit of buildup of traffic here again, and I think it may have been from this intersection to the right over here. No, looks good now. Well, on that note, I think I will call it a night. It's been a pleasure hanging out, chilling with this synthwave music, playing City Skylines tonight. I'll be back on Monday at the very least at 9:30 p.m. Central Time, unless I get on for a bonus stream. If I do that, make sure to follow here on Twitch or follow on Twitter to get notifications when I do jump on for a bonus stream. But yeah, it's been fun. Nice chill evening. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.